thanks for joining me. We've discussed previously part of the three-stage model. We've looked at the first stage where we've switched into survival mode. What we're going to do now is move on to the second stage, which is to do with acceptance. So this part, as you might expect, is slightly more aspirational, and it's moving us away from quite a dark and I feel quite a cramped space where there's not a lot going on, to maybe realising there are some things that we can actually do here. Thanks, I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so let's see if we can take a look at what acceptance might look like. We'll keep it simple because, sometimes I use terms and I play them back to myself, and even I don't know what I meant, so how anybody else is supposed to is a complete mystery to me. So here we are. The move from survival to acceptance, I think, needs to be active and intentional. You need to do something and you need to mean to do it. Sure, we can sit around and wait for it to happen. It can be quite passive, and maybe it will. However, if you're taking control over events, you're putting yourself into a much better place. So when we look at the features of acceptance, maybe we can think of it in terms of a few development goals or targets or milestones for ourselves, so that we can reflect and think, do you know what? I'm actually doing more of that now than I was a couple of days ago. And then note our feelings about it. Because I'm doing that, I'm feeling less obsessed with the news. Because I'm doing that, I'm reaching out to people. Because I'm doing that, I've actually got a bit of a routine and I'm feeling better and I'm looking better. We'll discuss it as we go through the next slide. Bear in mind, and let me repeat, for me, this is always better when it's an intentional journey and you're able for yourself to calibrate, to measure the amount of progress you're actually making. So let's take a look, shall we? Okay, what's really important to me here is that we understand that we might just slide back a little bit. All of this is fine, but bad days notwithstanding. Because we're having a bad day, or a bad afternoon, a bad morning, a bad hour, it doesn't mean that we've regressed. It doesn't mean that we've fallen off some sort of ladder. What it means is just that we've had a bad day, we've had a rough hour or two. When we're making progress and noticing our progress, there's a bit of an insurance policy there that you can think, yeah, that wasn't so good, but generally I'm making progress here, and if I did regress a little bit into those survival behaviours, so what? To get through this, to get around it, I'm going to use anti-clockwise now, and I'm going to start at around about 11 o'clock, savouring the little things in life. Really important at this time that we're noticing stuff that we're doing and just evaluate it a little bit. I notice just going around at home decorating seems to have had a bit of an upsurge, as does gardening. And I'm thinking about even if we're just tending the house plants and tidying those up a little bit. Stuff that we do, if we start thinking about, well, the meaningfulness of that, do you know what, that looks a lot better. I think I'll move it, I'll put it somewhere else, it will grow better in light. You know your own stuff. Home maintenance, maybe clean out sort of wardrobes and think of the improvement and what that brings you. It gives us something to get a grip on that's positive and meaningful and actually quite easy to do. I'm going to suggest to you that when we're doing other stuff, by default, we limit our social media. I would think that some of you at this point will be doing that intentionally anyway, and saying, do you know what, I'm actually better off that for a while. I'm going to ration myself to it, or I'm not going to have it permanently on. I've got a top limit, and that will do for me. I'm going to offer you this. If you're doing that, particularly late at night in the wee small hours, you're going to find that you're sleeping better, because you've actually given your mind a chance to sort of settle down and be ready for a night's sleep. One of the benefits, of course, of social media is that it's kept us in touch with our loved ones. And that's a bit of a double-edged sword, because, oh, wouldn't it be better if you were here? Well, yeah, it would, but you're not. So what we can do is to say that I've actually got something here that is the next best thing. What else are we advocating that people do? Spend some time outside, especially in the sunshine. Vitamin D is a great protector, really good for the immune system. And also, when you're out and about, intentionally think about, what am I seeing? What am I looking at? That that idea of, I never thought that I would be taking photographs and recording bird song, but I am, and that's about valuing my time outdoors. What have I done? What am I advising you to do is to find that you are making new routines. You're replacing old stuff with new and energized stuff. And massively important on a 12 midday, because all of this is in place. We know what we can't control, and we can let go of it.
Well, thanks for watching, and I hope that some of that has sounded okay for you. Yeah, I recognise that. Be good. What would I want to emphasise? Okay, intentional. Make the decision to make a decision, and then enact it. Do something about it. Keep it doable, right? There's no point setting yourself challenges that you're not going to make. What will happen then is you will become fed up with yourself, frustrated, and it just knocks us back into that sort of, remember, the survival behaviours. The next thing I'd advise you to do is to notice what's happening, to be aware of the positive changes that are happening. And the third thing I would advise you to do is to spend a little bit of time each day just reflecting on the improvements you're making, what they mean to you, what they mean to others around you, and what valuable behaviours you're learning here, that you're acquiring here, that you want to carry forward into the rest of your life post-COVID-19. Good luck with it all, and we have another clip coming up about stage 3, and I hope you feel that you can join me for that. Thank you.